She walked in as a celebrated expert, only for a name, Dr. Maya Thompson, to remind them that expertise isn't always what they expect. Dr. Maya Thompson stepped off her ride into the grand marble lobby of the International Leaders Forum. Floor-to-ceiling windows cast sunlight across polished floors. White delegates in sharp suits clustered around high tables, sipping coffee and comparing agendas. A German minister pointed at her badge, then looked away. A Canadian CEO offered a quick nod, never suspecting the depth of her story. Maya adjusted her tailored charcoal blazer and smoothed the crisp white shirt beneath. She carried a thin leather folder containing her speech notes. Inside were stories of water wells in Alabama's Black Belt and rebuilding schools in rural Georgia. To these white leaders, she appeared to be another consultant. But Maya knew she carried a truth they had not yet heard. The auditorium was vast, filled with rows of white chairs and a stage framed by flags from every continent. At exactly 9 a.m., the moderator introduced her. Please welcome Dr. Maya Thompson, Harvard professor and global leadership consultant. Murmurs of approval swelled. Maya walked forward with confident, measured steps. She tapped the microphone to test levels. The hall fell silent. "Good morning," she began, voice calm and clear. "Today, I'll share lessons from the front lines of community-led innovation, where people turn ideas into action, even when resources run dry." She spoke of a clean water project in Selma, Alabama, where volunteers fought pump failures and bureaucracy. She described a mentorship network in Atlanta that connected high school students with tech mentors. She narrated how grassroots organizers in Mississippi rewrote job training programs. White faces in the audience lit up. They nodded, took notes on iPads, leaned in. Maya's words aligned perfectly with their leadership frameworks. So far, she was the ideal expert. After 10 minutes, Maya paused. These examples share one key factor: trust. She held their gaze. When leaders build real trust, people believe in themselves and each other. She outlined 3 pillars: listening first, acting quickly and celebrating every small victory. A banker from London whispered his neighbor, "She's brilliant." Delegates tapped phones to tweet quotes. Maya felt the momentum. She let a smile play at her lips as polite applause rippled through the hall. Then Maya set her folder aside. She let silence settle for a beat. White eyebrows rose. The room's energy shifted. "I've shared success stories," she said, "but none of these matters if we avoid acknowledging the barriers some face before they even speak." Gasps were silent, but palpable. A few faces stiffened. "I stand here as a Black American woman," Maya continued. Her voice was steady. "I have sat in countless meetings where my ideas were praised, until colleagues realized my skin color." Heads turned. Delegates who thought they understood leadership were forced to confront their own blind spots. "I've been called articulate for a woman of color. I've seen my credentials overlooked, only to reappear when attached to a white colleague's name. I have felt the weight of bias in every handshake, every email chain where I was copied last." As Maya spoke, delegates shifted uncomfortably. A French executive lowered his gaze, recalling how he had once asked a Black female colleague, "Are you sure you understand this market?" A Swedish minister pressed her lips together, remembering her surprise at Maya's depth of knowledge. A young intern from Australia felt guilt prick his conscience. He had never challenged a joke about race in his own fine dining club. Murmurs fluttered. Some shuffled papers. Others looked at the stage as if seeing it for the first time. Maya leaned forward. "Allow me to illustrate." She shared a moment from a Chicago boardroom. She proposed a plan to expand digital access in rural counties. The room erupted in praise, until one director realized Maya was Black. Suddenly, he asked if she could lead a diversity workshop instead of a core strategy team. She described bankers who celebrated her fresh perspective, then sidelined her from profit discussions. She recalled a consulting pitch where, after the call, she overheard 2 executives say, "She's good, but let's wait for someone who looks like us." The audience was silent now. Maya's words echoed off the walls. Maya offered a moment for self-reflection. It's hard to admit bias. We avoid it to keep the peace. But ignoring it plants the seeds for deeper division. She paused. White delegates met her gaze, some with shame, others with curiosity. Turning bias into action requires more than declarations, she said. It takes systems, anonymous feedback, diverse panels, accountability measures. Maya outlined a simple framework she piloted: rotate voice trackers in meetings, anonymize idea submissions, and set quarterly bias audits. In one organization, she said, we increased minority-led initiatives by 40% in 6 months. Hands rose. An American senator asked, how do we start in government committees? A German CEO requested her white paper. A British charity director asked for training materials. She closed with a challenge. Let us lead not just with our minds, but with our willingness to be uncomfortable, because growth lies beyond comfort. White delegates rose, slowly at first, then in a wave. Genuine applause thundered. Tears glistened on some cheeks. Maya tapped the mic one last time. Thank you, she said softly. Then she stepped back as the ovation continued. In the foyer, clusters of white attendees gathered. A Canadian CEO approached Maya, voice hushed. I realize how many times I overlook talent. A Silicon Valley founder said, we're launching an inclusion task force with you. An intern from Munich exclaimed, my university club will host a bias awareness workshop. Journalists circled. Recorders raised. Headlines later that night would declare Black American Leaders Shake Summit. But Maya knew headlines are fleeting. The real change would happen in boardrooms and lunchrooms. Back in her hotel room, Maya opened her laptop. She had commitments to fulfill. Publish her bias audit toolkit, launch a global mentorship network, and speak in 3 more countries this year. She typed a note to herself: lead with truth, follow with action. Gmail dings filled her inbox. Requests from all corners of the white majority determined to do better. One subject line read, taking responsibility. Another read, shifting our policies. Maya closed her laptop and looked out at the city lights. She felt both exhaustion and hope. That day, a Black American woman named Maya Thompson had asked a white audience to face their biases. They had listened, and now they were acting. She whispered to herself, this is just the beginning. Inspired by Maya's journey? Subscribe to One Love Stories now and hit the bell so you never miss a powerful tale of justice and hope.